Hello, hello. How's that for a mic check? If I could ask everyone, please, to make your way to your seats, the program will begin shortly. Good morning or afternoon. Welcome everyone to the 30th Annual Senior Inspiration Awards. I'm so grateful and honored to be here with you today. My name is Brooke Berry. I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing for the City of Indio, and this is truly one of my favorite events. It was a lot of fun for me to go through that wall of fame there and see so many of the honorees from years past and see myself growing and shrinking and growing again as I have children. I'm also glad to be here next to my fellow Trojan and former colleague.
Thank you, Brooke. It's nice to meet you. I'm a tall guy, and these lecterns never seem to have the mic high enough, so I'll just hold it. It's great to be here. I'm the new guy. I haven't had the honor to be here at one of these events in prior years, and of course, nobody was here over the past year because of the pandemic, but it is great. A round of applause. We've kind of gone a long way over the past year, have we not? We're strong people. It's great to have you guys here. And News Channel 3, KESQ News Channel 3, very proud to be involved, a sponsor of this event. Thank you to the management of the station for letting me leave work today, get out early and come out, hang out with everybody here. The Senior Inspiration Awards, it was started 30 years ago, first held in 1992, thanks to then Riverside County Supervisor Patricia Corky Larson and Palm Desert Mayor Gene Benson. The event continued, of course, by Supervisor Roy Wilson, Supervisor John J. Benoit, and continues with our current host, Supervisor V. Manuel Perez.
For the past 3 decades, this event has served to give recognition to some of the most outstanding citizens in the Coachella Valley, even as far eastward as Blythe, who give their time, their spirit, and their talent to serve their communities. This year, we are honoring 11 individuals for their efforts. First, though, Pastor Aiden Miller with an inspirational message.
Alrighty. Well, how's everybody doing today? Good to see you. Right on. My name is Aiden Miller. Like they said, I'm the youth pastor at Shadow Rock Church, and I just want to say I'm so honored to be here celebrating some of these amazing people, and words cannot express my gratitude to some of you here today. So if you will, allow me to pray for you, and we'll bow our heads and close our eyes. So, Lord, we thank you for an opportunity to gather together in your name. We are so thankful for Mayor Evans and all the hard work and commitment she put into planning this and executing the event. God, I want to pray a special blessing over the incredible senior citizens here today. May you go before them and bless them with good health and meaningful relationships that glorify you and uplift others. Thank you for blessing them with wisdom and knowledge. We celebrate these amazing role models who have been sacrificially serving the Coachella Valley for years. We honor these unsung heroes for their ongoing contribution and dedication to our communities. We thank you for the example they are setting for the younger generation to follow. Lord, thank you also for this incredible food here today, and may the hands who serve it be blessed. We know that every good blessing we have comes from you. Lord, we pray for the event today. Let everyone feel celebrated, encouraged, and hopeful for the future. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. God bless you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Pastor. When he came up, did he say ride on or did he say fight on? It almost sounded like, no?
Clearly, he said fight on, Jeff.
Okay, thank you, Brooke. Just saying. At this time, if we could have you please stand for the presentation and posting of colors by veterans of foreign wars, post 3699. in Indio. And at this time, here to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance is Indio Council Member and Senior Inspiration Awards Vice Chair, Elaine Holmes.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated and enjoy your lunch. We'll resume the program shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the 30th Annual Senior Inspiration Awards, where the desert community celebrates its seniors and makes sure that its MCs keep adequate social distance. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed your lunch. While we're here, we want to make sure that we thank the Cabazon Band of Kauai Indians and also Fantasy Springs Resort Special Events Center and this staff for a really delicious meal. Let's give them a round of applause.
And we're going to continue the tradition of hosting the Senior Inspiration Awards now. Please welcome Riverside County Supervisor V. Manuel Perez. And please welcome him to the stage. Supervisor, come on up.
Hi, everyone. It's awesome to be here. Doesn't it feel good to be outdoors? To be among friends? Have a good time? Fellow seniors? Wow. In any event, folks, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I just want to say welcome to the 30th Annual Senior Inspiration Awards, and what better day than on Cesar Chavez's day, on his birthday, who also talked about volunteerism and giving back to the community. And so, just want to say thank you all for being here once again, and especially the awardees, the recipients, as well as my colleagues as well on the city councils, nonprofit organizations, folks that just want to give back. I appreciate you all being here, and especially because of COVID. This is the first event that we have as a result of COVID. It's been 2 long years. Those years were tough. But one thing that I learned as well is that during the pandemic, it's caused more people now, after the pandemic, to actually get involved and to volunteer. So you have more people volunteering now today than ever before. So that's a good thing. And that's what this beautiful event is all about. Not only volunteerism, but as well recognizing our seniors. Those of you that have given back throughout your lifetime and give us wisdom along the way. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for folks that had that wisdom before me, before I was even born. We have folks like 4th District Supervisor Corky Larson, who started this event, and then Roy Wilson, as you heard before, and as well John J. Benoit. And I'm just fortunate to be in this position to continue that tradition. But I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Corky Larson's daughter's here. Please stand up, Candy. This is Candy Rocker. And I got a quick story for you, real quick. I'm very proud of this. See, when I was a kid growing up in Coachella, my parents were farm workers. My mother and my father worked the fields for many years. They met picking grapes. My mother worked for over 20 years at KK Larson Ranch, and I used to run around those fields when I was a kid. So thank you, Candy, and thank you for your family as well. Appreciate it. I also want to recognize, and if you don't mind, Aurora, I'm going to ask you to please stand up as well. Wife of Roy Wilson, and also a trustee at College of the Desert. Thank you, Aurora, as well. And I also want to make sure I recognize, where's Cheryl? There she is. Cheryl, please stand up. Cheryl Benoit. Also a member of the Cal State University San Bernardino Palm Desert Campus Advancement Board. Thank you for joining us and for the great legacy that you have all supported. Appreciate that. And I also just want to put in a plug here. Supervisor Karen Spiegel's here. Thank you, Supervisor. Thank you for joining us. I want to acknowledge our chair and our co-chair, Linda Evans and Elaine Holmes, for organizing with staff and making sure this got done, and for stepping up. Why don't you both stand up if you don't mind? Say hi to everybody. Thank you for your leadership. So I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was at the groundbreaking of COD new campus in Indio. And Brooke Berry was there. And Brooke Berry comes up to me and says, now she works for the city of Indio, as you all know. And she says, I'm so excited. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have the Senior Inspiration Awards. I didn't even realize that Brooke already had agreed to be here. So thank you, Brooke, for doing this as well. And Jeff, thank you as well. My parents couldn't come here today. They usually do. They're working. My mother, to this day, after leaving the fields, she began to clean homes. To this day, she still does it. She doesn't want to retire. My father, after working in the fields, started working for the city of Indio, and then he retired from there. But he works for my mom now. And so my mother and my father are not here today because they're actually somewhere in the Coachella Valley cleaning someone's home. But they usually are here. But who I do have here with me is my wife, Gladys. So Gladys, if you don't mind, please stand up. My wife has come to this event every year that I've been honored to serve. And right next to Gladys are my parents' comadre, Graciela Sanchez. Graciela, please stand up, say hi to everybody. Graciela has seen me grow up since I was this tall. So I grew up with her son, Bilango, Bill. We used to call him Bilango. In any event, just wanted to recognize those folks, and I also want to give a special thanks to Cabazon Band of Cahuilla Indians for sponsoring this venue, being a diamond sponsor, and Chairman Douglas Wellmus, I'm not sure if he's here. Is the chairman here? Hey, chairman, say hi. Stand up, please. That's our chairman. Thank you. And later in the program, all the elected officials will be recognized by Mayor Evans and Councilmember Holmes. But I do want to recognize federal and state legislators that provided certificates of recognition. Is Janine Gregory here representing Congressman Raul Ruiz? Somewhere around here? There you are. Thank you for being here. Glenn Miller representing Senator Melissa Melendez. He's not here yet. He's probably on his way. Jessica Pollard representing Assemblymember Chad Mays. There you are. Hey, Jessica. Kimberly Barraza representing Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia. Not sure if she's here yet, but thank you as well. And obviously we have College of the Board Trustee Aurora Wilson, and as well B. Gonzalez, and Superintendent, I believe President Dr. Marta Garcia. They may be here. I saw B. Hey B, say hi. And we're also proud to be joined by Dr. Jake Zhu, Dean of Cal State University San Bernardino Palm Desert Campus. I saw you earlier, Doctor. Where are you? There you are. Thank you, Doctor. Desert Healthcare District Director Leticia De Lara. Where are you, Leticia? I don't see you. ¿Dónde estás? There you are, Leticia. And so, you know, we also got done, although it should be ongoing, this last month was in honor of women and recognizing women. And I just want to say that my honoree is Leticia De Lara, representing the 4th District. She's the Woman of the Year for the 4th District. Thank you, Leticia, for all you do as well. We also have Coachella Valley Water District Director, Castulo Estrada. Castulo, say hello. Mission Springs Water District Directors, Russ Martin and Steve Gracia. I assume you're here somewhere. There you are. Thank you for being here. Sorry if I missed anybody, but thank you. We have several county department leaders with us as well. Joel Lee, Director of Riverside County Office on Aging. Thank you, Jewel, for all you do. There you are. Bob Wright, Riverside County Office of Economic Development. There you are, Bob. Thank you, Bob. And we also have my colleague who used to work for the county, and we served together in the state legislature. But it's always good when you know that you have a Republican and a Democrat working together. And that's former Assembly Member Brian Nastandi, who's here somewhere. He also bought a table. Thank you, Brian. Where are you? There he is. If there's a will, there's a way, folks. So I got a lot of names I got to present, if you haven't caught on yet. Jared Kachmar from the Office on Aging's RSV program. And the following people who have worked to make this extraordinary event even extraordinary. Barbara Perry, Dee Dee Dietrich, Roz Watkins, Marie Sloan, Mary Lido, Sandra Tung McCubre, Faye Matsham, Margie Stafford. I want to thank all of them as well from the Office on Aging. Appreciate all the good work you've done on behalf of folks that are seniors and the good work you do for the County of Riverside. I also want to recognize my team, which I call the Phenomenal Fourth. And that's my Chief of Staff, Steve Hernandez, Deputy Chief, Pat Cooper. We have Greg Rodriguez, Margarita Felix, Stephanie Virgen, Perla Elizalde, Darren Schemmer, and the folks who stepped it up and organized this event to another level, Esmeralda Perez and Alexis Perez. Thank you for being here as well. Thank you for all the work you've done. And so you heard this already, 30 years of this event. And there have been over 300 volunteers who have been awarded the Senior Inspiration Award. If you are a past recipient of the Senior Inspiration Award, please raise your hand or stand up if you can. I want to thank you for being here. There you are. There you are. Thank you all. And Roy, can you hear me? So why does one volunteer? Roy, why don't you play that short video real quick?
I think it means different things to different people, but when I think of volunteerism, I think you're trying to do something good for the community.
Volunteerism is an act of kindness.
Volunteerism is energy. It's both about me giving my extra energy, but it's also about receiving a lot of energy.
I think volunteerism is a duty of a global citizen.
My parents, they are originally refugees from Vietnam. And since I learned about this story and my family's history, I've been dedicated to human rights, and which is also why I think volunteering is so important.
In our generation, we see a lot of things changing, and I decided to be a volunteer because I didn't want to just sit here and look at the change. I wanted to be part of it.
If you look at the statistics, over 1 billion people in the world volunteer in some way. I volunteer because I feel like I want to do my part.
Together, I think the outcome is something amazing because you actually put your heart in it.
And those are only a few reasons why people decide to volunteer. And I just want to say thank you to the 11 honorees today for their volunteerism, as well as all of you that volunteer on an ongoing basis. I think ultimately the reason why people volunteer, at least from my point of view, is because of love. The love of humanity, the love of giving back, the reason to care, right, and wanting to give back. To me, that's what keeps me going. That's my purpose, that's my mission, and to many of you, I think it's the same. And so, I wanted to show that video because I want to encourage you to continue doing what you do. In other words, to continue to volunteer, to continue to give back the way you know how, the way you decide to. And through that, your compassion, your passion, your love will be demonstrated. And it'll help somebody else that may need that help at that certain point in time. And that's the reason why we are also here today. With that said, In closing, I want to thank all the senior centers, the community centers, the service clubs, the local agencies, all of you who volunteer on an ongoing basis. You show your character to the love you give to everyday folk. Thank you all for being here to honor these inspiring individuals. We will now like to show a special anniversary video because this is the 30th year. Please turn your attention to the screen. While that loads, let's thank RivCo TV. RivCo TV is back there for creating a special video. Thank you, RivCo TV. And thank you, everyone.
Honorees were chosen for their lifetime of community involvement, with many today that actively donate their time to their community.
Senior Inspirations Awards Luncheon. It's an opportunity for all 9 cities and the County of Riverside to nominate and recognize some of the most outstanding volunteers in our valley. And we hear about all of their stories, and by the time you're done, you're thinking, I'm not doing enough.
Today for the great work they do here in the Valley. Today, the 2012 Senior Inspiration Award recipients were honored in front of a sold-out.
I think it's almost been 22 years, and I have close to 22,000 hours that I've devoted, but it's a labor of love.
And I'm here at 90, I'm 91 in August, and I'm up and around doing whatever I want to do, and I'm helping people.
It is great when the invented senior centers keeps me young, keeps me going. That's what I like.
This is the 24th annual Senior Inspiration Awards Luncheon. It was started by my predecessor, Corky Larson, and carried on by Roy Wilson. I'm pleased to have now hosted 7 of these events, and every year it gets a little bigger and a little better. And the people we see every year are so inspirational. Each one of them has done thousands of hours in various types of volunteer work in the Coachella Valley at a number of different organizations.
In 26 years of this event, there have been 289 volunteers who have been awarded the Senior Inspiration Award.
There's a tradition here that goes back all the way to Corky Larson, our supervisor who started this whole program, and then our late supervisor Roy Wilson, as well as Supervisor John J. Benoit.
It's still unbelievable. I mean, I do something I like and they give me an award for it.
Especially our seniors that were honored. You know, they do it because they love to give to the community. They do it because they want to contribute to the community and to those that perhaps are underserved. They're not doing it for fame, they're not doing it for fortune, they just want to give back and they love community.
For all the work that I've done for the 33 years that I've been in the Coachella Valley, working in the East Valley with farm workers, migrants, the homeless. This is the only award that I've asked my kids to come to.
Esta es yo creo porque lo que he ayudado yo en los senior centers, ¿verdad? Que ayudo cuando van a traer la despensa, a repartirla y cosas así. Y, no, pues muy agradecido porque yo no esperaba esto, porque en primer lugar porque pues yo nomás compartía con mi voluntad, ¿verdad? Y allí pues a hacer ejercicio y eso, pues vamos ahí se divierte el día, también se le pasa el tiempo.
It's a little emotional, isn't it? We'd like to call now La Quinta Mayor Linda Evans and Indio Council Member Elaine Holmes to the stage. They are, as we mentioned, the chair and vice chair of the Senior Inspiration Awards Committee. So let's welcome them and recognize our generous sponsors.
Thank you so much, Brooke, and I can't wait to see the replay on that video. It's a lot of years, and I'm seeing familiar faces that in the last 20 I've been in this valley, been able to see recognized for their tremendous work. Elaine and I are honored to serve as chair and vice chair. The way that this committee works is last year I was vice chair with the then mayor, Charlie Townsend from Rancho Mirage. Next year, Indio will take over and choose the city to follow, and so we rotate that responsibility to plan this event and sprinkle our bit of fun into the recognition part. So we're going to just take this opportunity to, number one, call upon the supervisor again and our mayors. If you would please find your honoree and start escorting him or her to the stage with you so we can get them on stage while we do the recognition of sponsors, because they are the highlight. And as they make the way to the stage, Supervisor Perez did recognize some of our major sponsors, and I want to talk about those diamond sponsors right now, and that's the Cabazon Band of Kuya Indians, Regional Access Project Foundation, and Eisenhower Health. If we can please give them a round of applause.
And I'd like to recognize our gold sponsor, Shandy Group USA. And additional sponsors, Desert Care Network, Bill Hart's Desert Agency, yes indeed. Southern California Gas, the Sempra Energy Utility, the Agua Caliente Band of Cahuilla Indians, Burtec, and Granite.
We have bronze sponsors, Carl's Jr., the Riverside County Foundation on Aging, Best and Krieger, and Brian Estandi and Associates Governmental Affairs. Round of applause for all of them, please, and their contributions today. We have seniors that are, the honorees are getting quite the swag bags as well, which has been tremendous.
The wonderful swag bags. Additional table sponsors are the County of Riverside and all 9 cities of the Coachella Valley, the Riverside County Office of Economic Development, Eagle Crest Energy Company, Keystone HR, Hot Purple Energy, the Riverside County Office on Aging, California State University San Bernardino Palm Desert Campus, Mission Springs Water District, Forest Lawn, and Wintec Energy Limited.
Round of applause, please. And our fabulous photographer today, a friend of many, many events and a friend of mine, Lonnie Garfield. The videographer team is RivCo TV, Roy Henderson, Pep Fernandez, Robert Wells, Alice Diaz, and Miranda Vasquez. Round of applause for making all of this happen and making us all look tremendous. It really was a pleasure to chair the Senior Inspiration Awards Committee with the county staff and my colleague from Indio, and the event would not be possible without the hard work of these individuals. So there was a representative from every city that helped coordinate interviews with the honorees, photographs, swag, coordinating all of this, whether it's the flowers, the colors, the check-in, you name it. And please, our committee, which we still need a group picture, please stand. We need to give all of them a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making our jobs easier.
And I'd like to thank our chairperson, Linda Evans, for pulling all of this together. It is no small feat, working with all the organizations.
Teamwork.
So thank you for your leadership.
Teamwork.
At this time, I would like to recognize the cities of the Coachella Valley, which participate in honoring their senior volunteers each year. Thank you for your continued support of this great event. Many of our city government elected officials are also here today to celebrate their honorees. Please stand so that you can be recognized.
There they are. Excellent. Our colleagues.
Thank you all for being here today.
Okay, this is the excitement we've been waiting for, to learn about our inspiring honorees. I will share a little bit about my beautiful scarf. Not only does it match the theme of the logo of the Senior Inspiration Awards, it was also made at Old Town Artisan Studio in La Quinta, and it came from Victory Grund, who happens to be our La Quinta honoree, so I'm wearing this in honor of the contributions she's made, which you'll hear a little bit more about, and it happens to blend with the theme, so wonderful. I'm gonna turn it back over to Brooke and Jeff so we can hear about this amazing group. Thank you very much for being here today.
One of the most fun parts of this whole award ceremony is getting to know this year's honorees. So the elected official of the honoring city or county will present a beautiful medallion commemorating their selection as a Senior Inspiration Award honoree. And each honoree will also receive a $50 gift card and these beautiful swag bags filled with gifts from our local businesses, plus something that is really cherished by all of the recipients too is a $500 donation to a charity of the honoree's choice. And all of that is courtesy of the Regional Access Project Foundation, the RAP Foundation. The $500 donation is the Gene Benson charitable contribution. The RAP Foundation is a nonprofit organization that provides services in the areas of health, mental health, and juvenile intervention to residents of Eastern Riverside County. So thank you, Regional Access Project Foundation, for creating and also for funding the Gene Benson Charitable Contribution Program.
So many people doing so many great things. The 2022 honorees, they were chosen for their lifetime of community involvement. All of them actively donate their time in their community. They are role models who, through their actions, inspire others who want to be active and involved and also participate in their community. These unique individuals, they were selected in part for their outlook on life, which we will see as we watch those special videos we've made for each honoree and learn more about them. So without further ado, let's start with the City of Cathedral City, presenting the medallion for the City of Cathedral City, Mayor Ernesto Gutierrez, the honoree, Terry Nelson. Let's begin by showing a special video of Terry.
My name is Terry Nelson, and I grew up in Torrance, California. I moved out to the desert in 1991 with my husband, who got a job at a rehab facility as the director, and I was commuting to the coast with the Department of Defense. I volunteer with the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City primarily, and how I got involved with them was I attended one of their mixers and heard one of the members of the club speak, and how the club became her family when she didn't have a family at home or after school, and how the club was her family and helped her move forward and become a better person. What I get out of working with the Boys and Girls Club primarily is the joy of watching these young men and women, or I should say boys and girls, become young men and women and the look on their faces that they know somebody cares and that somebody's listening to them. So they have a voice and they want to just be heard. And hopefully I help them with that listening and understanding of what their issues are as a little person wanting to become a full-grown adult. Being involved with the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City gives me a good feeling, but again, it's not about me. It's about giving back to those that are in need. I'd recommend others get involved with the organization that I've been with, the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City, because it will enlighten you, it'll make you feel good about yourself, and you'll reap the rewards by watching these young boys and girls grow and become what they want to be as they move into adulthood. I would ask each of you out there to find it in your heart to volunteer some time in your later years to work with these young people and give what you've experienced and share that experience with those young people. Give them a step up. You'll find that it's extremely rewarding. It's hard to put into words, but you will feel it. It will feel good. And so do yourself a favor and step out there in your senior years and give back to the community, and especially to an organization like the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City.
Terry, I'd love for you to stand, if you can, for just a moment while you're presented with your medallion. And I have a feeling I know which organization you're going to say that you're donating to, but just for the record, let's all hear it.
The wonderful Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Terry, and congratulations. Thank you for all you do for our community.
Thank you very much, Brooke. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Our next honoree is from the city of Coachella, Noelia Gonzalez, presenting the medallion, Mayor Stephen Hernandez. And please take a look at the monitors for her video.
My name is Noelia. My maiden last name is Hinojosa and Gonzalez. I grew up in Roma, Texas. Yeah, I got here on my 21st birthday, and that was September the 2nd, 1955. My husband and his dad had a truck, and we used to follow the crops. But then when we got here, we liked it, and the kids started going to school here. So there was nothing that would move me. My most recent one is at the Coachella Senior Center. And I do different things, whatever they need me to do. I used to get names for the lunches and take it to them because to the handicapped. If I see somebody new coming in, I usually volunteer to go and show them around. And we have different things to show them and to get them interested. Well, I first started there when my daughter and her family moved, because I was volunteering at school, at Valley View School. My grandson was in school there. So I would go every day, and I started helping in the different rooms where they needed me, in the office if they needed me there. So I enjoyed it a lot. And then when they moved, my daughter that's here, she said, I should take you to the senior center. And I said, what am I going to do there with all the old people? I had no idea that it was so much fun. I love volunteering. I love volunteering in different things, and I would tell the younger generation that's getting to like I'm getting too old, but the younger ones, like say they already retired and they have a lot of time in their hands. Well, you can always volunteer at school. You can always volunteer at the senior center. Keeps you young. It keeps you motivated. And it's like you look forward to it. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning just to get ready to see what I was gonna wear, and my daughter would say, "Mom, you're just gonna go to the senior center." Yes, but you never know who you're gonna meet there.
Noelia, we're so glad that you love volunteering, and you look beautiful. Congratulations. Can you confirm to us where your Jean Benson Charitable Trust contribution will go to?
My contribution will go back to the senior center. Coachella Senior Center. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know some of Noelia's, I know some of your family, you've done a good job on many levels. Thank
We
you
can
so
tell
much.
they are commemorating this event in full force.
They all had their phones out looking at the video. That was awesome. You'll be able to see it later. Presenting now the medallion for the City of Desert Hot Springs honoree, Mayor Scott Mattis. The city has selected Donna Lozano as its Senior Inspiration Awards honoree this year. Let's take a look at that video.
My name is Donna Lozano, and I grew up in Chicago. I moved here in 1962 and have been here ever since. I'm in with the Public Safety Commission. I've been with them over 6 years, but I've always been community-oriented because I'm a crime victim. I also assist whenever anyone would like to be counseled or helped through their grief. Well, my son was murdered in 2001, and finally we got him on death row in 2011, I believe it was. So since 2001, I've been an advocate for getting justice and doing the right thing. So it's been a long time. Didn't want my son to go out with people thinking he was somebody he wasn't. He was a Marine, he was a loyal, wonderful, loving son, and he was innocently, brutally murdered. First of all, there's never closure. I mean, that heart, the hole in the heart is there forever. And you just learn all the stages that you go through, and you try to help others being, having that same empathy for them, because it's a horrible, horrible thing to go through. And I just try to help them maybe find justice, direct them to the right people, or just, love them, during a horrible time. I don't hold hate in my heart, so I have love for everyone, and I try to help them. It makes me feel good that it works, that sometimes people can't handle it yet, and they don't want your assistance or love or anything because it's a tough thing to go through. But it makes me feel wonderful. I'm always happy to help in any situation, That's just who I am. I would try to encourage people to volunteer if they can, and just it opens up their hearts and it helps everyone around them. So I've always been known to speak from my heart, and I just tell them how I feel and what good it does for me and what good it can do for others, because the way I raised my children is not about you. It's about what you can do for others, how you can help them, and just spread love and kindness, generosity.
Donna just asked if I remembered her. I've been thinking about this. Yes, it was probably about 19 years ago that I had a microphone and was interviewing her. And so I'm so honored to be able to have the microphone in front of you today to see all that has occurred since that time and how you are paying it forward to your community.
I finally understand what pay it forward means, but to me it was always just love, not a labor, a love for everyone. That's who I am. But I do speak from my heart, and I get in trouble a lot of times. But to stay cute is okay. You could say what you want.
With a wink. That does make a difference. Where will you be paying it forward with your contribution today?
St. Jude's Children Research Center Hospital. Yes. Very worthwhile. Poor children. We're so lucky to be here. I am very happy to be here. Scott.
Well, we are so glad to be honoring you today. Congratulations. Your son would be very proud.
He's here today. Hi, Henry.
That's awesome. Presenting now the medal, actually, for the City of Indian Wells, Mayor Dana Reed, Indian Wells, selecting Clive Waitman for this year's honor. Let's take a look.
My name is Clive Waitman, and I come from the south end of London and now living in Indian Wells. I was very lucky in my career, and I worked in England. They moved me to Canada, Montreal and Toronto, eventually to Philadelphia, and then we came to the desert on vacation. Loved it so much, I moved here permanently about 10 years ago into the city of Indian Wells. Once I retired and moved to Indian Wells, I clearly found I had a lot of time to go into volunteering. I think you always feel you've had a good life and you want to give back to the community in which you live. And approximately 6 years ago, I was approached by a councillor of Indian Wells who said, would you be willing to be a representative on the Board of Trustees for the Coachella Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District? I hesitated a little bit because I did not know very much about mosquitoes and vectors and viruses, but I did volunteer, and I have now been on the Board of Trustees for 6 years. I also have moved into other volunteering activities. There is a group in the Valley called Tools for Tomorrow. It's an after-schools program that was set up about 20 to 25 years ago to provide art literacy programs to grades 3 to 5. They now have somewhere between 18 to 20 schools covered by that program in the Valley. My role in that is primarily to help them in fundraising. My third volunteering that I really like is with the Living Desert and Gardens, Living Desert Zoo and Gardens in Palm Desert. That I think is a treasure that a lot of people in the Valley really don't know is here. It's just up the road from Portola, and I have two roles there. I play on the Welcome Center, where my job is to greet members as they come in, optimize their visit if it's the first time, try and guide them over the 2 to 3 hours they'll probably spend with the zoo. And my second role is I have fun running the model train set. This is really fun because the little kids of 5-year-olds or the big kids at 95-year-old all love coming to watch the trains. I love volunteering because I love helping people. I think we all know the expression, you get more happiness out of giving than getting.
Richard Balaco here in place of Mayor Reed. You look very similar, but not the same.
Yeah, Mayor Reed, he's down there enjoying his dessert, so I'm filling in for him.
Clive, you had so many incredible things today to say, and the number one thing that perked up in my ear was trains. When I tell my son that I met the train man from the living desert. Congratulations. So all of those charities that you mentioned, where will you be donating your $500?
I would like to donate the 500 to the nonprofit Tools for Tomorrow. As I said in my video, it was established in 1999. They run a program after school. We all know the government has cut back a lot on arts programs. The nonprofit was set up by Rachel Druten, and it runs in about 18 schools. And for you out in the audience, I would ask you to look it up on the web, and if you can help them, please do so.
What a terrific ambassador for that program and so many others. Congratulations, Clive.
Thank you. We move now to the city of Indio. This year's honoree chosen by the city, Eugenie Ballantyne. Presenting the medallion is Mayor Waymond Furman. Let's take a look at those videos.
Eugenie Ballantyne. I was born in Indio, California. I went to high school at Indio High School, then I went to college in Indiana and Illinois, and I got hired to a major manufacturer for appliances, so I stayed out there for about 32 years. Then I decided, you know how everybody does, they hate the desert when you're young and you can't wait to get back here when you get old, so I retired out here, so here I am. I volunteered to quite a few things. One of them is an emergency communications thing, but the one that I'm most involved in now that's local is the Indio Senior Center, and I am on the board there so that we go and we fund the Senior Center on their projects. And I also help with the lunches every day. I teach 3 or 4 classes. I'm trying to get a 4th one. I teach 3 classes there, and I'm there probably every day for about 7 hours a day, and I love it. I teach sewing on Mondays, I teach painting on Tuesdays, and I teach stained glass on Thursdays, and I'm trying to get just a general crafts class started. Well, it keeps me active. It gives the people a chance to socialize. When you get older, you want to socialize, you want people to socialize. Having my parents and my family live to be in their 90s, and they would get kind of housebound when I came out. I don't think they'd been out of the house more than an hour or 2 in a month. So trying to get them, out there and back in the world, because your life doesn't end when you retire. That's when you have all your fun. If I sit at home, I kind of stagnate, and what ends up happening is I end up going back to school to do something. I've retired like 4 times, gone back to school, got a new trade, gone to work. My husband hates it, so then I retire again. So this was his way of keeping me busy and not away from home all the time. It's important to everybody to give back in the community. You have so much, you gain so much from your community and from doing things with people that are around you. When you have your roots here like I do with my family, you don't even think a second about it. It's the main reason you can do things to stay young, to stay in volunteering, and you give back to so many. You feel so fulfilled by doing it, but mostly you socialize. You're not stagnant. You look forward to the next day. You don't sit around and run around in your fuzzy slippers and your house coat all day long. You get out and have fun.
Thank you, Mayor Furman. I had the opportunity to listen to Eugenie give an interview with the Desert Sun the other day, and I promise you that what you heard here in this video is the smallest bit of what she does, not just for the Senior Center, but just in general. Her story is really an incredible one, as I know all of these honorees are. So I encourage you to learn a little bit more about them and to be inspired yourself. Eugenie, where will you be giving your donation?
to the Friends of the Indio Senior Center.
Thank you.
We move on now to the city of La Quinta, the city selecting Victory Grund, presenting the medallion. Welcome Mayor Linda Evans after we see the video.
My name is Victory Grund, and I'm from La Quinta, California. I'm also from Whidbey Island in the state of Washington. I ended up in the Coachella Valley about 30 years ago when my husband and I retired. And also I knew I wanted my mom and dad to live with us in a comfortable environment, getting them out of the rain of the Northwest. And when my mom and dad left, it was a big void in our home. I didn't hear their walkers on the tile floors. And I went into a complete depression, and a friend heard about it. And he said, I think I can get Victory out of her funk. He's an artist. And he invited me to his studio in his home and gave me a board, a pipe with a tennis ball, and 5 pounds of clay. And he said, just use your imagination. And it was like a medicine to my soul. It really did take me out of the funk I was in, and it was magical. So what happened, and the fact that I started with the clay and realized the power in that, I realized there was no art studio anywhere in the Coachella Valley that you could just walk into and experience art like I had just experienced. So I'm the founder of something called Old Town Artisan Studios, and made it open and friendly to every age. And we started with boys and girls clubs coming in. There's nothing more wonderful and more meaningful than looking at a child's face when something comes out of the kiln that they've worked on, and it's shiny and it's bright and it's beautiful, and the smiles that come on their faces are remarkable. And we knew that Mother's Day was coming. We were starting to do fused glass, so we decided to help the kids make glass pendants. And so we pre-cut the glass, and they had all kinds of colors to choose from, and they made pendants for their moms. So for me, one of the most exciting things in the world was taking those back to that club and having a little 13-year-old boy come to me, and not actually to me, he looked at our teacher, Stefania, and he almost was speechless, but said, and he held it in his hand, and he said, my mom has never had anything beautiful. I think what we provide for our community is a place for healing, for a place for people to find art maybe they've not discovered before, and to just express themselves in ways that words can't.
Congratulations. Hi. You mentioned children and adults of all ages, also those who have varying abilities. And that's something Victory and I are working toward too, making sure that art is accessible to people of all abilities, those with learning and disabilities as well. And so thank you for that. I'm imagining, but tell us again so we all know where your donation will go today, Victory.
Thank you. Obviously, it will go to Old Town Artisan Studios in La Quinta. And like Brooke shared, it's not only to us, but maybe through us, that we've had the privilege of serving probably another 20, 21 other nonprofits. And this COVID 2 years, we were able to put together 50,000 art kits and distribute them through Fine Food Bank, and the nonprofit leaders came in to pick them up also. So it's not about us. And I'm embarrassed almost that the award was given, because I really feel that it was every volunteer, it was my husband and our board and our city that made all of this possible. So I can't thank you enough.
It is a gem, and the services it provides helps us all shine a little brighter. Thank you so much. The City of Palm Deserts has selected Ricardo Loretta, and presenting the medallion is Mayor Jan Harnick.
Hi, my name is Ricardo Loretta, and I'm originally from a little village in northern Mexico. My wife and I have lived in many places in our 57 years of marriage, including Michigan, Mexico, Brazil, and various places in California. We came to the desert in 2004 because she was transferred by her employer, Time Warner Cable, and at that time I was working as a freelance consultant, and so we thought we'd try living here, and we ended up loving it. There were a number of things that we like about the desert. Right near the top is the lack of congestion and traffic, but equally important is the fact that the desert has a lot to offer in terms of service opportunities, volunteer opportunities, cultural opportunities, and quite frankly, comfortable lifestyle opportunities at an affordable rate. Primarily with Rotary, I'm very active in our local Rotary Club, in our Rotary District, and in our zone. And so both my wife and I have been very happy doing all kinds of projects with Rotary. But in addition to that, I'm also helping with activities that relate to assisting the Desert Sun determine its long-term future. And so I helped set up a nonprofit corporation that is examining those possibilities. And I do work in my with my high school friends. We support programs around the world, many of which have to do with education of youth, because that's one of the passions that I have. When we finally ended up moving to the Coachella Valley, I looked into Palm Desert Rotary and found a gold mine of opportunities. I found a real welcome home for my interests in volunteering and giving service.
Well, you picked a good one, City of Palm Desert. Ricardo, congratulations. You're a busy man. How do you have time to do just normal things?
Fight on, as they say, right? I learned it at USC.
I like it. I like it. We heard the cheers out there, too. That was good. What do you do, or who are you planning to give your donation here to?
The charity that I love so much, and I'm affiliated with, the Dr. Carrione Scholarship Foundation.
Awesome. Well, your hard work shows. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up is the City of Palm Springs, and the city has selected Kathleen C. Cohn. Presenting the medallion is Mayor Lisa Middleton. Take a look.
My name is Kathy Cohn. I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, and I lived there till I was about 12 years old. And then we moved to a very small town in Kansas, and I went to high school there, and then graduated from the University of Kansas and headed for California For many years, my husband and I came out to the Coachella Valley, primarily Palm Springs, to vacation at spring breaks and that sort of thing. We started coming so often that we started to think maybe we should purchase a home out here as a second home. And that was in 1984, we purchased our home in Palm Springs. We loved the sort of spirituality of the desert, and it was a really good getaway for two professionals and ways to relax and have a great time with our friends who also came with us. I started out volunteering as a way to meet people, and actually what that ends up becoming are a group of friendships that really are meaningful, and if you are working on things together, you also come up with better, I think, solutions to some of the problems that we were facing. Palm Springs has a city ordinance that allows for or provides the opportunity for various neighborhoods to form officially and to establish boundaries and that sort of thing. And every one of those neighborhoods has a representative and an alternate, and there's an organization called 1PS, Organized Neighborhoods of Palm Springs, and all of the reps and alternates from the neighborhoods come to monthly meetings with 1PS. And we primarily are organized to provide a better line of communication between people, residents, business people, and city government. So we work very closely with the city, and the mayor and the city manager attend all of our monthly meetings, as do representatives of the fire department, police department, sustainability, that sort of thing. Being involved, not controlling in a means of being, domineering, but in having some kind of impact on what's going on around you so that you feel like you can enjoy and make things better.
Thank you, Kathleen. Another wonderful video. I'm inspired by all of the volunteerism that I'm seeing here on the stage. What do you do, or what are you planning to do with your Gene Benson charitable contribution of $500?
Actually, I'm going to split it between two organizations. One is the Boys and Girls Club of Palm Springs. I want to remind people there are children in Palm Springs, not just retired people. And the other half, I would like to contribute to 1PS. And we haven't been able to get out and raise money and funds for the work that we want to do, and so I'd like to help us along a little bit.
That's awesome. Both great causes. Congratulations.
Our next honorees have been selected by Supervisor Manuel Perez, and the county's honorees are Sharon Huddleston and Josie Martinez. We will start with Sharon. Actually, I went out of order there, so that might throw off the video. Let's back up just a little bit and go to the honoree Bunny Ben-Aaron from Rancho Mirage. And here to present her with the medallion is Mayor Ted Weil.
My name is Bunny Ben-Aaron, and I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. I am considered a real Valley girl. My husband's family had been coming out to Palm Springs since he was a child, and they became early members of Tamara's Country Club in Rancho Mirage. And he had always decided that when he had an opportunity, he wanted us to join Tamarisk also. So we've been coming out here since about 1985. Just about 10 years ago, my husband and I decided that it was time for us to give back to the community that we live in, which is Rancho Mirage and the Coachella Valley. So we started a foundation that's called the Hero in You Foundation, and we go by Rocket rules. And Rocket is our safety dog. We teach safety awareness to children across the nation, actually. Safety awareness is really important to us, and we understand that children really in these days, right now, need to stay safe, and they need the tools to stay safe. So what we do in our organization is give children the skills that they need in order to make better decisions when they need to in an emergency or a situation where they may be in danger. We've been very lucky to work with most incredible people and organizations, including emergency management across the country, law enforcement, and school districts. And in the city of Rancho Mirage, which is very committed to their emergency management and preparedness group. We are partnering with the city of Rancho Mirage and with all of the Coachella Valley in keeping children safe and their families safe in any situation where they would need some help. I've been very lucky in my life to have a wonderful husband who has supported everything that I've done with the foundation and that we've done with the foundation, trying to help kids across the nation. He was instrumental in teaching me a whole bunch about business, negotiating with people, and also how you work with people when you are negotiating and trying to get something done. My parents also were a huge inspiration to me on kindness, on empathy, on making sure that you have your own convictions, but that you also listen to people who may not think the same way that you do. I think that's a big part of making this world a better place right now, so that we are really listening to what other people are saying. We don't have to agree with them, but it's important to listen.
Congratulations, Bunny. It's inspirational again to see another great video. Who or what do you plan to do to give that donation to?
Well, it's a little awkward, but we're going to give it to our foundation. Giving back to our foundation is going to provide approximately 1,000 books for safety for children across the Coachella Valley. This is a real inspiration for me to continue our work and to make sure that kids do stay safe. We hope that all the lessons that we're teaching the children regarding safety will give them a self-esteem and some really self-awareness and a real sense of safety, so that in the future they'll be able to handle themselves in a situation that might be dangerous to them. So this is important to us, and always with kindness and empathy.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bunny, and thank you, Mayor Weil. And now, let's meet Sharon Huddleston.
Sharon Huddleston, and I'm a native Californian. I was born in a small town up in Northern California called Corning, which is 120 miles north of Sacramento. My husband and I, we wanted a warm climate. We were living up in Palmdale, and then we decided we wanted to travel in our motorhome, so we spent 7 years traveling in our motorhome, and then we decided we're going to settle down here in the desert. My first thing that I do on a volunteer basis is the Caliente Springs Health and Resources Fair. And my desire with the health fair, even though I have all of the what they refer to as booths, in the past I've had 35 in our Ferris Hall. This year I'm going for 20. And I like to have seminars. I think seminars are a very important learning process for people to come in and see at a health fair. Another one is our Desert Edge Community Council. I've been on the community council now for, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years, something like that. I have been responsible for many improvements out in that area. One I have not been able to get done is sidewalks on Corkle Road, and I would love to see that done since we have had a fatality out there on that road. I would love to see sidewalks on that road and a few changes made. And then my final thing that I do now is the Coachella Valley Disaster Preparedness Network. For short, it's CVDPN. And we are working very diligently to try to get all of the HOAs and the areas like my county areas to be prepared for an earthquake or any eventuality, any disaster which may hit this area. So that's my 3 things that I do that keep me busy in my senior years. I am 82 years young. I do not feel that I feel I've got a lot more time. I told my many 7 sons that I will be here to harass you until I'm 100 years old. So, hey, you just get out and do things. It keeps you young.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You can if you want. Sharon, congratulations. Sidewalks, I heard that. It's like, you can't go wrong. Sidewalks, generally a good thing.
A very good thing, and I do not want to see another child killed because of lack of sidewalks in our area.
Something we can all support. What organization do you plan to donate your $500 contribution to?
To the Coachella Valley Disaster Preparedness Network, short CVDPN. Let's all get prepared.
Good advice. And congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate this.
We're all honored. Thank you.
Our 11th and final honoree is Josie Martinez. Let's learn a little more about Josie.
My name is Josie Martinez, and I grew up in Calexico. And my last year, I was brought in '64. I was brought to Coachella. My father got a job, and they gave him they provided a house. So that's what he brought me over here. I enjoy first the weather, but not during the summer, and all the opportunities really that we have here. And to me, it's just so much easier to either get on the bus or get on the car, and I love to bike ride. I'm volunteering at the Thermal Senior Center, and to me, it's not volunteering, it's just I enjoy being there so much because everybody's really nice and we're a family. We're not a big center, but there's enough of us to enjoy each other. Not too many of us, not less or anything, and everybody's really nice. And I live there in Thermal, like a block away from there, so it makes it easy for me to volunteer to be there. Really, to me, it's not volunteering, it's just helping people and just helping the girl, Rachel, the girl that's there with us, and helping her and helping whoever comes in and doesn't know like where things are or what to do, or it's not volunteering, it's just helping them, so they can be comfortable there and just be comfortable and want to come back. Well, like I said, I really don't feel like I'm doing anything. I just feel that it's building friendship and love between all of us, the ones that are there, and I want them to feel that they're welcome. Then it's just the way I am. I just like to let people know that they're welcome to come in and they can ask me whatever. I've been there like for, I want to say, -2 for the COVID. I've been there like almost 10 years. Well, what I want to share is that the senior centers are a lot of fun. To me, they're a lot of fun. There's so much you can do if you feel lonely. We're all in the same world, and you don't know why they're there, or you just got to help each other, that's all.
Go, Josie. You've got your fans here. That's awesome.
Hi.
Who do you plan to give your $500 donation to?
My donation goes to the great senior center in Thermal.
That's awesome. You made an important point, too, that we're all in the same world. And the pandemic, it's been hard on everyone, but especially seniors. Isolation and loneliness, that's its own pandemic. You say the senior centers really make a difference. How have they made a difference for you?
Well, I'm sure that most of the senior centers are the same, but we're only like a group of 15, and we're like a family. The girl that supposedly takes care of us, which is Rachel Ortega. Yay, Rachel. She's a daughter to us. She has so many mothers, grandmothers there, and we tell each other, secrets, and we can tell. We've become so close that we can tell when somebody's hurting. And so that's why I love it there.
Well, we're glad that you're making it a message that everybody can take. There's no need to be lonely. Head to the senior center. If you feel that feeling, there's no need. We're all in this together.
Right.
Congratulations. Inspirational.
A big hand to all of our 2022 Senior Inspiration Award honorees. A standing ovation is amazing.
Awesome. Photo in the center, photo in the center. This is the photo op. You've got your fans clapping. Very cool.
And a big thank you as well to our host supervisor, Manuel Perez, and the cities of the Coachella Valley, the very generous sponsors, and a special thanks to my co-MC, Jeff.
Thank you, Brooke. This is fun. I hope we can all do this again, hopefully next year. Before we close this year's activities, there's one more piece of business. I've been told that there's a question, what happens to these beautiful centerpieces before we go? I'm told that there will be feats of strength, and arm wrestling will determine who gets, so just line, no, okay.
Senior Inspiration Awards, no.
Okay, so no arm wrestling. Whoever's birthday is closest to today at each table, you win the centerpiece. Congratulations.
Celebrating getting a year older with a little gift. This concludes our event. So on behalf of the Senior Inspiration Awards Committee, thank you all for coming. We appreciate it and can't wait to see these fantastic feats of strength
or not.
Volunteerism over the next year.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the day.